Hello, everyone. This is Sudi Burnett. Good morning, good afternoon, uh, good evening, wherever you guys are at. Today, we're going to talk about who I am. The subject is who am I? So, let's take a couple of deep breaths first. Inhale and exhale, and then come to our center. Let's come to our center if that is a question. Where is my center? It's right under your chest. The solar plexus. Right there is where I can find my center. Inhale and exhale, and let's look deeply into that bright sun. Beautiful bright sun. Can you guys see me on Instagram? I can see my own picture there. Hopefully you do. Hello. Okay. So as you and I start looking into that bright sun, we can basically see everything that is around us. We're looking at this big picture, right? Now, who am I and where am I in this picture? The best way that I can explain this is if you divide yourself right in the middle, imagine that the right side is your ego mind, and picture it as this colorful, curious, this little child that is very childish in personality and very curious, likes to know everything, likes to taste everything, likes to try everything, and maybe in between gets into trouble because the way the vision that the ego has is this world probably is not a very safe place, and so many things is happening all the time. So I need to have my guards up to be careful that I don't get hurt, that people don't take advantage of me, and blah, blah, blah. Then on your left side, there is your soul and your heart. So if we really cut ourselves into half, and the left side, which is my soul and my heart, is wearing this white, angelic, beautiful dress, and this side is only love and light. So there is a purity in this part. And the right side is this colorful, jiggly, blah, blah, blah. So basically, I understand this duality, these two parts that are very separate and individually are their own personality and their own character. Therefore, we understand that I am born as a twin. It's not just one of me, but two of me. So when I come from the left side, it's we say that the real part of me, this is what the part that is really authentic. This is the part that doesn't have any previous agenda of who I am, where do I come from, what is my race, am I a female, am I a male, what are the constructions, what's going on here. No, this part is very clear. In my soul, which I am the multi-dimensional human being, in this part there is a pure freedom liberation. I'm free, I'm liberated. There's no obstacle, there's no constrictions. There's no translation or judgment of bad or good. It's all good. It's all purity. It's all beautiful. It's all loving, because I am a spiritual being coming to this planet we call Earth to have a human experience. You probably have heard that from many gurus from the beginning of time till now, that I am a spiritual being, which my true essence is only love and light. Therefore, there is no impurity, there is no right or wrong, there is no dark or light, there is no masculinity or femininity, there is no this is good or that's not good. There's nothing like that. This is a part of me which is we call heart and soul. Then the right side, the ego mind, is constantly searching and urging to find out who this character is. This is the part that is changing constantly. So from this part, I'm always creating a story. The mind ego creates a story for me, and this story is constantly saying that who I am. This is a part of me that is very sticky. Sticky meanings, anything that I hear or feel gets stick to me. I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not smart enough, I never count to anything, right? This is the part that everything gets stick to it. I just finished my webinar, and in my webinar I talked about if you and I in our vision start using some alcohol all over our body and clear the surface, then nothing can stick to our body. No translations of being enough or not being enough, being smart or not being smart, right? So let's practice by using this alcohol probably to clear out this surface. Now this is the ego mind part, is also the part that creates suffering. How does the suffering start? The suffering starts from the time the ego starts seeing itself as one and separated from everything else. This is the part that tells me that I am me and everyone else and everything else and God or creator or universe, it's separated from me. And the separation starts to create the feeling of suffering. So first, I have to understand this duality, understanding that there is two of me. If we want to talk about it in this or look at it through this lens, or I have an option to recognize the ego mind and just fully pull this entity out of myself, set it right next to me, And being aware that this entity is separated from me, and whatever thoughts, good or bad, negative or positive, is being created, and through that curiosity to discovering this world, all these questions rise up and come above. Is this entity? Because I gave this example with someone that I had a private session last night. He said, how would I know that I'm aware? Or in another word, it's extremely difficult to be constantly aware of this other entity and all the games that this entity is playing out throughout the day. So I said to him, oh, you only have my voice? Oh, really? Where is my video then? No, let's see. What happened? Let me see. Why don't I have? Why don't you guys have my picture? Let me end it, guys. Let me end today. It's not even letting me end this. Okay, there we go. Here I am, everybody. Hello. Okay. So let's start all over again. The ego part of me, the curious part, is constantly looking to know and identify itself. And I was telling this guy who I had a session with last night, I said, what animal are you afraid of? Are you afraid of snake? And he said, yes. I said, okay. So if there is a snake right next to you and you're scared of this creature, you are constantly aware of where this creature is, where is he moving, where is it going, is it coming close, is it getting further? Even when you're sleeping, the fear, the knowing, and the awareness of the existence of this creature can wake you up in the middle of the night. Where is the snake? Can the snake climb up to my bed? So my point is that we are constantly aware of this creature. So let's now be aware of our ego that is right here, that is right next to me. And if I don't want to suffer anymore, the best thing I can do is to not to get involved with this creature. And since my ego is working hand in hand with my mind, and I understand the mind, okay, I understand the mind, the brain. How does this sophisticated machine works? This machine is constantly tapping into vibrational free thoughts that are right here in existence. So when you and I don't identify ourselves with any thoughts, then to our higher awareness, we understand there are multiple thoughts right up here, right in front of me. There is anxiousness, there is a stress, there is depression, there is happiness, there is ecstasy, there is bliss, there is consciousness, there is unconsciousness. Everything is right here, and they're accessible to me. So once I'm not conscious, these tools, brain, and inside the brain, the mind, what it does, looks at all these thoughts, and he says, at every second it decides, oh, that's interesting. Let me tap into that. Like when I said in my online course, Who Am I? That's the first class. I said, let's imagine that our mind is like a lizard. And this lizard is sitting in the sun and constantly looking and searching for a fly or a bee or something. So as soon as the lizard sees an instinct, brings his tongue out and grabs this thought. So the mind is doing that. The mind has all these colorful selections: love, unlove, betrayed, happiness, joy, sadness. And it says, let me tap into that and experience that. Let me tap into the next thoughts and experience that. Let me tap into this. So what happens over time, the mind becomes addicted to a certain vibrational thoughts. So if the mind tap into betray, then it taps into anxiousness, and it taps into sadness. And if it keeps repeating, tapping into the same thoughts, which every thought has its own vibration, after a while, the mind becomes addicted to certain thoughts. On the contrary, if the mind becomes more gravitated towards happy, joyful, blissful thoughts, day after day, is looking at this library, taps into happiness, taps into joy, taps into contentment, taps into ecstasy, right? So in order for us not to suffer, what we need to do is to be aware of this snake that is right here. And I'm aware constantly that this snake or this machine, the mind, it's attracted to thoughts. It taps into the thought, it experiences it, and then send that information to the emotional body. Now my emotional body, beep, 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 receiving information. And then the emotional body said, it's a feeling body. Let me feel this. And then it moves down into physical body. So I give you an example. Today, in my webinar, I had one of the attendees, she says to me, she said, it's great, you're teaching, and I'm practicing it. The minute a thought shows up, I am aware as much as I can that this is a thought, and this thought doesn't belong to me, but it belongs to this machine, the ego mind machine, and I separate myself from it. You can have a session with me, lovey. Sahar will help you. Stay with me right now. Stay with me and stay here. See what the mind does? You're here and you want to hear me out, listen to what I'm saying, and then all of a sudden your mind said, oh, this is great. You got to get a session with her, and boom, you can't hear me any longer. So the mantra that I give out to a lot of people is, I have time. I have time. The minute I say, I have time, I just relax into my body, right? So tell yourself, I have time. I'm going to be fully present here, right here with me. So she said to me, she says, I'm doing this practice as much as I can, and it's been really helpful. I'm feeling much better now because I'm aware of this machine. I'm aware of my twin. I know my twin is very curious. But when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I experience is anxiousness, stress, and fear. And I got it. I said to her, I understand. What's happening here, let's go back to a couple of lives before. I said, what happens is, first our thoughts get attracted and then start getting addicted to a certain vibrational thoughts, positive or negative. Then keep sending those messages to the emotional body. After a while, the emotional body becomes addicted to depression or happiness. Then those information gets transferred to the physical body. And because we are creatures of habits, every single day when we wake up, our body takes us right back to the addiction, to the daily habits, to the feelings and emotions of yesterday and the day before and the day before. And I explained that after a while, the body becomes a brain by itself. Meaning, now, if we recognize this thinking machine, and we take this machine and put it on the side, the body now has become a brain. And the body takes us to getting up, oh my God, checking on my shoulder, oh, my shoulders are so tight, and then walk to the bathroom, piss, and then walk to the kitchen, put the coffee, you don't need your brain anymore. The body already knows. The body takes you there. So I said to her, I said, what happens here is that your body now got addicted to that rush of adrenaline first thing in the morning, that stress, fear, and anxiety. Okay? So you and I know that we get addicted to everything. So I'm talking about myself now. For years, I was running on adrenal overproduction. I got addicted to that kick of adrenaline because adrenaline is what gives me the push and drive. God bless you too, Sahar. Okay? So unknowingly, I was addicted to that rush of adrenaline that makes me jump from my bed. Oh my God, am I late? What time is it? And then that rush of adrenaline makes me to move much quicker, faster, speed up doing things. It took me years before I realized, oh my God, I have another addiction. And this addiction is to adrenal gland overproducing. And then once I came out to this realization, I started to decode and deprogram that. How did I do it? By slowing down myself. On purpose, I wouldn't walk as fast. I would slow down my walking. I would become present constantly. I would get my first cup of coffee. I would walk to the yard and I would hold my cup in my hand and I was feeling the cup, the warmth from the cup. And as soon as the thoughts wanted to take over, I would stop it. I would keep centering myself, which I call coming back home. Coming back home, which is within. And then I would relax. And I would say, all is well. I have time. All is well. The emails can wait. People can wait. Everything can wait till I find my center. And then I would walk in. And then I would deal with the client. And then I would deal with my assistants. Then I would deal with the world. So I understood that the world is happening, whether I'm conscious or I'm unconscious. But I don't have to speed up. Because without me, without my existence, the universe is ongoing. I don't have to rush it. I can slow down, be present every moment. Everything is okay now. I can be present. And by changing the source of my energy, changing the adrenal rush, which I was addicted to, switching that to the source of energy of the center, the inner side. And this second sort of energy lasted much longer. Why? Because when you and I, knowingly or unknowingly, using the adrenal rush, that's not a good source of gas for our body, and it burns very quickly. Then we need to resupply it back again. Our energy gets drained out, boom, and then we gotta look for coffee, we gotta look for the second cappuccino, we gotta look for the sugar, we gotta look for Red Bulls to pick me up again. But once I switched the source of gas that I was using, switched it to the oneness, to coming back to my center, to slow down, my energy lasted all day long. And every time I caught myself that, oops, I'm anxious, I'm going back to using the old source of energy, I would stop myself right there because I'm aware, and then bring myself back into my center. So when this happens, in a way, the suffering will stop too. Okay, passage. The suffering would stop. Because when I'm coming from this part and when I get connected to my soul, from this part, everything just is. Today I woke up and I went on a scale and I saw that I gained 5 pounds. Okay. It is what it is. I'm not going to fuss about it. I'm not going to beat myself about it. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to say, I accept myself. And I love myself. So last week in my webinar, one of my lovely attendees, her goal is to become a supermodel. And I thought I should share this with you guys. And she said to me, for the past couple of months, I'm really strictly watching my diet. I'm doing my exercise. I'm doing everything, but I cannot lose even an ounce. What's wrong? Where is the problem? I said to her, can you accept yourself and this situation that you cannot lose any weight right now? She says, no, that's very difficult. I said, I know. I've been there. I understand the fight. But if you can hear, if your ego mind allows you to hear what I'm saying, and if your ego mind allows you to digest it, then it would help you. So, stay with me, all of you guys, on Instagram and Facebook to see what I'm saying. You have a goal. That's your ultimate goal. You really, 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 really want it. And this goal is here. Right now, you see this goal all the way up here. And you see yourself all the way down here. When you look at your ultimate goal, it's so far up there. There's a huge gap. So your mind starts building up stairs. You probably have to eat less. You probably have to go on intermittent fasting. You probably have to add L-carnitine and probiotics and this and this and that. Let's search some more and see what are the solutions there. You probably have to notch up your exercise. You got to do more hours. You got to lift more. You got to do blah, blah, blah. So our mind starts to build up all these stairs. And then you and I look at all these stairs and we're like, oh, F me. That's a long way and that's hard. That's even impossible. Right? So your beautiful subconscious mind, who wants to support you and keep you safe, is going to do all his work to keep you safe and sound. So it's going to convince you that these are too many steps. It's going to take way too long. You don't have the patience for that right now. So let's get rid of all these stairs because it's too hard, it's too tough, you're not safe there. You have to come out of your comfort zone. Then doubt shows up. Who knows if you make it or you don't make it? Let me get you sick. So you shift your attention to getting a cold, heavy cold and nausea and all this thing, so you don't move. Who's doing this? It's your lovely subconscious mind. So this is what I said to her. I said, look, the ultimate goal is not out there. The ultimate goal is not so far away from you. You can right now accept what it is right now, understand who is making this situation that you lose weight or you gain weight or whatever, who's making you stuck, who's making you block. We know is the mind and ego. So let's wipe up all these stairs and only concentrate on that ultimate goal. The minute you and I don't see this gap and wipe up all these stairs, we become that. Meaning, instead of fussing about your weight, going on scale every day, only concentrate on being that. I am the supermodel. Everybody sees me, everybody knows me, everybody blah blah. Keep avoiding this part, keep quieting down the ego, the subconscious, keep quieting down, keep separating it from yourself and only vision that goal. See it, feel it, experience it. The ego jumps up and says, no, that can't be happening. Say, shh. Sit down and relax. Come back to the vision, keep feeling it. And shortly, if we can keep this picture, this ultimate goal, feel it, see it, and every single day as we are looking at it, we make the picture bigger, 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 feeling vibration bigger, that becomes your vibrational energy code. And universe has no choice but matching you and your vibration with that goal or dreams. So if you and I understand that things are not really connected, because our mind constantly, what it does, it says this and this and this and this, this is a step, 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 and the consequence would be this or that. But if you and I can understand that things are not connected and they're not related, because as I understand that are so many opportunities are happening right now, right here, being a model, having that store, being the next entrepreneur, all of these are here in existence, then I understand that whatever I focus, feel, see, taste, hear, it becomes my reality. It's all in here. So, to wrap it up, I understand the duality. I understand the soul and heart. I understand the ego mind. These two, I am born with these two, and I will leave this world with these two. If I can see this ego mind separated from me, that's not who I am. The identity is not me. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not, keep letting these layers fall off, fall off, fall off. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this, I'm not that. And every time your ego says something, say, that's you, not me. That's what you're thinking. I'm not thinking that. I'm choosing not to think that. I'm choosing not to feel that. And then you're coming back from this side. So the soul is the whole knowing. That's why today, with one of my attendees, I keep stopping her questions. I said, where is it coming from? Oh, the mind ego. Okay. Come back to your center and say, I know. I know. I know. I know. Eventually, your mind going to get sick and tired of you, and it's going to say, okay, you know, then go ahead and do whatever heck you want to do. I'm not going to be watching over you. I'm not going to keep you safe. And when your mind and ego saying that, say, thank you very much. I know. Stick with conviction, with the knowing that is within you. Keep repeating, I know. The question arises. Separate yourself from the question. Know that that's the game of mind, ego, and keep coming back to your center and say, I know. Because at the soul level, you know. Okay, Patty Surgeon. So, we're done with this live. For those of you guys who want to have a private session now, you can either from Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever, you can send a message or my email address. Also, I want to inform you guys that beginning of July, I'm going to be having a 1-week retreat. I'm not sure yet if it's going to be in Turkey or maybe Armenia. Not positive there yet. But this 1-week retreat is about detoxification. We are detoxifying our body, getting rid of all the chemicals, mercuries, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be juicing. It's going to be taking a lot of vitamins, supplements, minerals to bring your body back to health. It's going to be a lot of mind cleansing, a lot of emotional cleansing. We come back to understand that this body is whole, and we're not going to treat this body separately and individually. We come back to the wholeness. We're cleaning up everything. The past, the dramas, the traumas, the emotions, blah, blah, blah. So soon we're going to come up with the place and the timing. I'm assuming it's going to be beginning of July, probably July 9th or 10th. I want you all to sign up for that retreat. Give yourself this gift of 1 week without your phone and without internet and without access to the outside and the news and the corona and blah, blah, blah. Thank you for being here, guys. I will see you next Wednesday. I have decided to do my English lives on Wednesday, and the Farsi ones probably Saturday. When you watch my show anywhere, please like them and share them with your friends so they might get some benefit and feel better. Thank you guys. Love and blessing. Bye bye.